Yahweh here with Gadi Gabar, bringing you guys another lesson here about the milk and the meat. But first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory into Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. So you want to go ahead and read the first one? Start at verse 2.
This is Matthew 18, verse 2. Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as the little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
So before you come into this truth, you have to forget all your worldly things, and you got to renew yourself in the mind as a little baby, as a little child, and forget every other thing. You got to start small.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby.
So you need to be fed. As a baby coming into this, you need to be fed in order to grow. So but
This is Hebrews 5, verse 13. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of the righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
now we're gonna go ahead and read this also in the NLT to give more edification. Well, I'll read this. So Hebrews 5 verse 13. For someone who lives on milk is still an infant and doesn't know how to do what is right. Solid food is for those who are mature, who through training have the skill to recognize the difference between right and wrong. So you first have to start off small before you consume all these big scriptures, all these big topics, because then you're just gonna give up, right? Like babies. You can't give them solid foods. All this meat, chicken, or whatever. You got to give them a baby formula. You got to give them the milk.
Now this is 1 Corinthians 3, verse 2. I have fed you with milk, and not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able.
So we're going to go ahead and also read this in NLT for more edification purposes. I had to feed you with milk, not with solid food, because you weren't ready for anything stronger, and you still aren't ready, right? So this is pretty much going on. You have to start small. You can't go into these big, complex scriptures and topics because you're not ready yet. You have to first get all the milk scriptures, all the basic scriptures in order for you to grow, right? Because you're a baby, you're renewed in the mind. You can't go on to these difficult things, right?
We had a little precept I wanted to bring up. It's 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11.
Here, let me get it actually. Corinthians.
This is going on when Ashqua was saying about, you got to renew your mind and put away all those childish things.
Should I go on the KJV or the NLT?
Oh, this KJV.
All right. So first Corinthians. All right.
So this is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So, when you get that renewal of your mind, you got to put away all those old things, because you didn't really have good understanding when you're a child. But when you learn, you got to put all that aside and just drink the milk and grow. When you get more advanced, you start eating that meat, and then you're able to start breaking down scriptures more and going into more complex things.
Yeah, because if you start off, eating the meat, a lot of people will give up eventually. They're not built for this, so you have to start small.
You gotta drink that milk first, like a newborn baby,
and
then you'll grow.
Yeah. So with that being said, we hope this lesson was edifying.
We're going to end this by giving all praises to
Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Yahushai.
Till the next time,
Shalom.